Hello, good morning. Welcome to our webinar on tackling customer onboarding, subscription management, and billing hurdles for Microsoft CSP. I am Parani, Senior Program Manager with cloudassert. I can see that we have one participant here today. Majid, welcome to our webinar, Majid. I believe for today's webinar, we had given a couple of slots and most registrations were for the evening. So we just had a couple of participants registering for this session. So I think I can take this a little bit more directed to your requirements. If you want what you're looking for in this webinar, please feel free to write it down in the chat box and I'll try to answer your question and keep it aligned to what you're looking for. What we have on the planned agenda for today is we're going to take a look at what are the aspects which a CSP direct partner should consider when they are choosing a tool to automate their CSP business. Some of the areas which we will be looking for are like business insights, what pricing they will be able to do, what are the steps that they need to do in customer onboarding and what can be automated there. We will also take a look at subscription management, self-service, integration, and other scalability aspects. That is what we will be taking a look at today. Hyber is our flagship CSP platform. If you're a CSP direct partner, you're likely to be selling a variety of products, including online services on NCE, SaaS, and other marketplace products, Azure Reservation, Copilot, and a plethora of stuff. Hyber as a software platform allows you to automate many of the aspects of managing your direct CSP business. That includes customer management, onboarding the customer, uh, having an extensive marketplace to sell all of the products that you can sell through CSP, uh, pricing customization, which will allow you to price the products in a granular manner, integration with your third-party tools and other environments. The very first topic which we are going to be looking at today is the business intelligence aspect of it. As a CSP direct partner, you already have a lot of data in your system, but whether you get the maximum insights out of this data is the question. Typically, tools come with their own business intelligence features, such as a home page, which will give you a set of pre-built dashboards like what is the revenue, what are the invoices, and so on. But a truly customizable platform can take the level of business intelligence that you can get out of the data to another to make it really valuable for your business. Basically, when we're talking about data, we have these data sources. The first data source is the pricing. What are the prices at which you sell the products? For NCE and other things, you have Microsoft gives you the pricing sheet which with the ERPs, and then you set your pricing. You say as a service provider, you will be setting the markups and the rates at which you want to sell each of these products to your customer. And you will be getting your Microsoft reconciliation file, which is the what you will essentially be paying Microsoft. With this data, you can arrive at a lot of other information like what is your cost, who is your top customer, what is your most profitable product, what is the forecast for the year, which month your revenue is peaking because somebody has bought some annual subscriptions. You have so much of data. Hyber as a platform, it gives you a customizable BI dashboarding tool wherein you can build your own charts and tables and get all the information that is customized for you. I have put a few samples here. You can see who your top customers are, what are their buying patterns. You can see what is the profitability, and you can adjust pricing strategies accordingly, and you can come up with projections also. What I'm showing here is a service provider's one of the service providers dashboard. It shows you what is the total revenue in that particular month. It gives you a split up by service type. NC is this much percent, Azure is this much percent, gives you a breakdown. It also tells you who your top customers are. All of this is coming from that data which we just saw. And if you want to drill down into a customer, one particular customer, what is their purchase pattern through the months? What are the top products that they have bought? You want to drill down into the data, it's an interactive dashboard. You click the customer, it takes you to the customer level summary. This kind of information you can get. And one common thing that a lot of people might want to do is, why did my revenue dip for this month? What changed? So we have a revenue comparison dashboard that will simply take the all your invoices of last month, compare it against the invoices of this month, and tell you which customer you gained or which customer you lost. And you click on the customer, you can drill down further into what product changed to a SKU level. And these are all service provider dashboards. And as your end customer, they will be interested in knowing what their invoices. And you can give a customizable home page for them. You can say what are their costs over the month, what is their split up based on service type, what the list of their invoices, what is the status of each invoice. And each box here is an interactive dashboard. You double click the unbilled revenue, you get to see the breakdown of what till date. Today is the 12th of December. So till 12th of December, what are the resources that have been consumed by that particular company so far? That will come up in the next month's bill. So Microsoft gives us the invoice APIs, and it also gives us the unbilled APIs. We make use of all of that. We even have the Azure daily rated API, which will give you a breakdown into the CSP usage. So what subscription cost how much, under each subscription, what are the products that they got, all of the level of information, we make it available as data sources. And those data sources are something that you can utilize to build your own dashboards. I'll take a quick pause here to address any questions if you have.
It's okay to learn.
Okay. You can also drop your questions in chat. I will keep moving forward. I had put some polls in the middle. Prashant, if you can bring up the polls, we can get the answers from the participants to keep this more interactive, also to align the next sessions.
Okay. And I have enabled the mic as well. So if you have any questions, you can unmute your mic and you can ask. Thanks.
I will keep moving to the.
Yes. For existing tool, yes. For the certain level, yes, we are fine. But there are some, you can say, the loophole which we cannot be track the records or customer records like that.
Okay, okay. When it comes to CSP pricing strategy, there are like multiple ways in which direct partners can choose to price their offerings. For the service types for which you get a meter, such as NCE and licenses, where you get a rate card from Microsoft, which gives you a ERP, which is the recommended price. So many people, they choose to just, many direct partners, they choose to sell at the ERP itself. That will give them the standard margin which Microsoft wants them to get. That is the simplest pricing model. For that pricing model on with automation platform like Hyper, you basically have to do nothing. So all of the ERP rate cards will get downloaded from Microsoft, and it will automatically feed into the marketplace where they can go and buy those products, and based on the reconciliation file which you get, the cost will get divided up and invoices will be generated for all the customers. So um, that is one way to price it. Another way is you will be paying a amount to Microsoft that will be your unit price. So you can add a markup on top of your unit price. Like, okay, I get it at a 15% discount, so I want to sell it at a 10% markup from what I get. That is one way in which you can do. Or you can give a discount from the ERP. Microsoft recommends that I sell it at 100. I will sell it at 98 so that I can gather some more market share. That's a discount from ERP strategy. Sometimes you can add your own value add services. Maybe the customers, they don't have a technology team and you're adding a support in addition to selling the services. And for the support, you can add a 5 or 10% markup on top of the services which you're selling. You can add a percentage on top of the ERP. And obviously, when no two customers are going to be able to have the similar pricing, so you're going to have a set of rate cards, a variety of rate cards, which we will be giving to each different customer. So based on customer category, you can have n number of rate cards. We will a basic price list or a rate card will be generated based on the Microsoft price sheets. And then you can build a hierarchy of rate cards. You can have like 5 different plans: gold plan, diamond plan, each with different pricing controls. And whenever you onboard a customer, you can assign a rate card to them. If you want to go down one level, let's say this is something that's very popular and used by a lot of people. I want to price all of NC in one way, but just for Dynamic 365, I have a different requirement. I want to add 2 more percent on top of what I sell the other products for Dynamic 365. So in such cases, you can just give an extra markup just for this category. The last one is it's hardly used at all, but this is like a even one level down. If you want to drill down into a meter level or a line item level and you want to set a rate for that specific item, you can do that too. So these are all the various pricing controls that you will be able to do with an automated platform like Hyber. Some of the things are automated price sheet imports. As soon as Microsoft makes the pricing sheets available through the APIs, Hyber platform imports all the pricing sheet and it gives you a summary of what are the changes that happened. And as I had explained, it also allows you to build a hierarchy of rate cards. This is the place where you can configure the auto import of pricing sheet. So if you just say, should auto upload the pricing sheet, you can just edit it. It will automatically bring it up. You also have the option to go to the partner center, download it, make any changes if you want to, and then upload it also. But that is seldom used now. This is our pricing rate card profile. So as you can see here, there's a rate card for marketplace base, there's a license NCE base, and all of that. So these base rate cards come from the Microsoft pricing sheet, and then you can add more on top of this, like a 5% markup for NCE and a 2% markup for marketplace. And you want to combine both of this and create your gold rate plan, you can do that. What are the other things that you will want to do in the pricing level? One common scenario is currency conversions, and the rates change every month. So you want to be able to, when you invoice a customer, you want to apply a certain rate. You get charged in USD. You want to charge the customer in a different currency. You should be able to do that with your automated platform. You want to sell it at tiered pricing. Until this quantity, I sell at this price. For a higher quantity, I sell at a different price. You should be able to do that. And let's say you want to give a discount, and you want to give $100 discount for your new customers, or you want to give a 5% discount on the first bill. Those kind of promotions you should be able to run. You should be able to give them user credits. And Microsoft gives you a promotion, and you want to pass on the benefits of the promotion to the customer. You should be able to do that. So there are like so many different ways, like 10 to 15 different ways in which you can customize a rate card and apply different settings. If you want to set a fee monthly, every month on the invoice, I want to set a $50 fee. or just the first time when that customer is coming for helping setting things up, I want to set a one-time fee. You can do all of that. So these are the couple of wizard-like interfaces which allow you to customize the rate card for the when you are setting up the pricing profile as a service provider. I think we have got some questions. Let me quickly check that. Can we integrate billing of all cloud environment with cloudassert? How can we integrate with cloud environment? The subject of this webinar is specifically focused on integrating with the Microsoft CSP. Cloudassert, however, is a hybrid cloud platform which allows integration into multiple clouds and multi-tenancy and generating a single invoice for your customer. There's a menu and a product feature that allows you to do that. I believe our team can share you the documentation regarding that and maybe set up a separate session if required. And with regards to what level of permission cloudassert requires for billing integration, we use the Microsoft Partner Center APIs to read this information. We need the privileges of billing admin to be able to retrieve all of the information, and the billing agent to be able to perform the operations on behalf of the customer. So those are the two different um, privileges we need in Partner Center. Cloudassert as a platform, you will need to give consent in the Partner Center to act as a user. So let's say you are the administrator for your Partner Center. If you give Cloudassert or Hyber the permissions to do operations, then essentially it will act as you when accessing the Partner Center APIs to retrieve all this information. Do we have Forex that allows Forex exchange that follows based on Forex API, or do we set it manually? We set it manually for now. It's not per customer. It is like an overall setting that's happening at a global level for each currency at a month. Essentially, Hyber generates CSP invoices in a monthly cycle. And during invoice generation, the rate in which you want to do the conversion, you can set that rate in the Hyber. So, hope that answers your question. Have some other questions in the Q&A. Let me take a quick look. What's the commercial model? But based on the MS net entire partner, I believe I addressed that already in the uh, uh, content which I spoke about. You can select and enable per customer per organization. Even within an organization, if you have multiple departments, you want to build the same company with two different pricing plans for each department, they can have a different pricing rate card. So it's fine. It's customizable at a very granular level, the pricing on cloudassert. No, the exchange rate are set at the. I have one more question. If we have customers who follow local currency and some in USD, is it overall tenant-wide? The exchange rate is configured at a common level, but the currency in which you want to bill the customer, it can be customized per customer. But you cannot have one exchange rate for one customer and a different exchange rate for another customer. You can choose the currency in which you want to bill each of the customer. Hope that clarifies. Moving on to the next section. This is the place where you can go and change settings at a meter level. This is the place where you can go and add a markup for all software at 5% on top, or for Dynamic 365 want to add a different markup. This is the place where you go and do it. So I hope that your pricing questions are clarified. Do feel free to drop more questions if you have. Coming on to customer onboarding. So Hyber has this concept called as a Hyber company, under which there are Hyber subscriptions. A Hyber subscription is what gets invoiced against. So basically, all these Hyber subscriptions will have the CSP will be having a CSP company map to it. So let's say you already have a system running, you do your own billing with any manual system or any other automated platform. You have a bunch of customers already on the partner center. So the very first time that you will come into Hyber, you will onboard all your customers to Hyber. There's the sync button that you see here. If you click the sync button, all of your CSP companies in the partner center, it will bring here and it will list CSP company. You select everything and you give onboard to Hyber. It will create corresponding Hyber companies for each of these CSP companies. And the Hyber company is the entity against which we are going to be billing. And each Hyber company can have a different billing profile with a different currency and all of that. And this is one common question we get asked is, if I am using some other platform, can I try Hyber? You absolutely can. All of this is a read operation. If another platform is also reading and generating invoices for you, Hyber also reading and generating invoices for you makes no difference in the existing setup. So you can parallelly give consent even when you're using another platform. You can enable a Hyber SaaS instance and you can connect to it, and you can bring all your customers on board into Hyber and check how Hyber calculates the bills for your pricing strategy. You can have two systems running in parallel, evaluate which works better for you, and then make the informed choice. We are pretty confident that Hyber is the best platform for CSP out there. So you can onboard all your customers, and Hyber brings you one another level of hierarchy. For large CSP direct partners, they often have sales teams. They have teams who sell only Azure. They have teams focused on NCE, and sometimes it's divided region based. They have one team who solely operate in, say, Dubai, and another team which operates in the outskirts. So geographic distribution, product like distribution, they have so many different ways in which it is done. So Hyber allows you to set up another level of administrators, if we may call them that, or sales teams, and they can onboard their own companies, and all of the companies onboarded by the sales team will in turn wrap up to the you as a service provider. So that's one really cool feature. And under each company, you can have multiple subscriptions. This is what I was talking about. If you want to charge a different departments different way, you can still do that as long as you have a different subscription to do that. So that is that is one thing. And you will be able to update the Microsoft customer agreement with Hyber. You will be able to automatically, on behalf of the customer, give the GDAP consent, just like how you would be able to do in Partner Center. Also, by compliance, if you want to be able to send them an email and get it, you will be able to send them an email, and they will be able to approve that within the Hyber portal itself. Pretty much all the operations you need to do as a direct partner, and everything that the customer needs to do, they will be able to do within the Hyber platform itself. We have a very robust role-based access control system for your teams also. There could be an overall administrator, like a global admin who needs to see everything, who will be the admin subscription owner. There could be a finance admin who needs to see only the invoices and the details of the bills and how much money is coming in, which are paid, which are not, those level of details. And you can go and create a new role called as finance admin. Can enable only the pages which they want to have access to. You can give what level of access, what type of access for what operation, and you can configure all of that, and you can onboard your users. And for the tenant level also, for each subscription, who needs to be the administrator, you can assign, and that administrator in turn can add more users to the tenant portal. There are two different experiences, or rather three different experiences. One is the service provider experience, other is the sales team experience, and another is the end customer experience. So while we are talking about that, maybe it would be a little bit more helpful for us to have this understanding. Currently, how are the CSP licenses procured for the customer? Do they do it automatically? Do you use an in-house tool? Or do they make a request like a ticket to your team and your team makes the purchase for them? How does it happen now? The ideal way is through a CSP automation tool where you give them a marketplace and they go and buy it themselves. But we love to understand from the participants of our webinar how it's currently working. So if you can share us in the chat window, we can maybe talk a little bit about that. Also, if you have any questions on the self onboarding aspect of it, anything related to GDAP, uh, GDAP auto renews there, so you don't have to go and manually do it every time. You can set it up once and it will be done. And then the roles can be assigned to your security groups from within Hyber. So pretty much everything in the automation without going onboarding, without going into Partner Center, you'll be able to do most of it within the portal itself. Any further questions? Okay, thank you. I'll move on to the next section. Marketplace. Basically, as a direct partner, you do not want your customers coming to you for provisioning anything on that you're selling, or you do not want them to come and ask you for, okay, can you set auto renew on this? Can you cancel this? I just bought it, but it's within the cancellation window, cancel it. All these operations we want the customers to be able to do themselves. So what are the some common product types? Azure reservations, SaaS, online services, software licenses, SaaS and other marketplace products. All of these from within Hyber you will be able to manage. And this marketplace is populated automatically based on the categories which you allow to sell, allow your customers to purchase. Let's say for the some credit-worthy customers, you want to allow them to purchase Azure, but for others, you do not want to enable Azure. We were talking about the pricing profile, right? You can say, okay, for this set of customers, I do not want to allow Azure. I will only allow them to buy online services. If you want to have Azure, you need to be on another plan. So you can say, okay, these 1, 2, 3 category of products, I'll allow you to buy directly from the marketplace without coming to my sales team. You have the privilege and you give them that right plan. They simply go log into that portal. It's like a e-commerce portal like experience where they simply click an item, buy it, and it gets deployed to them automatically. Want to buy Dynamic 365? I select the term, I select the billing plan, monthly or yearly. I see what cost it is. And there's co-terminosity also. I want to align it to my end date. I do the alignment and then I make the purchase and it's done. So I can do that from the marketplace. I can also create an Azure plan. Again, only if you allow them to. You want to allow a customer to create an Azure plan themselves, they can create an Azure plan. Once they have an Azure plan, they can purchase Azure reservations, or they can even get the Azure subscriptions directly from the Hyper tenant portal. And this is what a deployment looks like. If they make a purchase, it triggers a deployment, which is essentially the process by which it gets provisioned on the partner center. You can see the status of that deployment and you can see how it works. This is one of the views of the tenant portal. I already showed you a dash. This dashboard is customizable. You can keep any screens, any widgets, whatever you think will be relevant for the customer. You can populate this home screen with what you need. It's not a one size fits all home screen. Everybody's requirement changes. So this is the home screen. And one really nice feature of Hyper is that it allows you to impersonate. If you are a service provider, you can act as a sales team or you can act as a customer. If you are a sales team, you can act as any of your customers also. There's a switch button here, which allows you to change the perspective. When you do that, the portal itself changes to the experience which that customer will be getting. So through this, you can switch into the, as an administrator, you can switch to a customer view and see everything that they are doing. So this is the view where they can manage their online services, NC renewals and all. There's a list which tells them what are the things they have purchased, what is the subscription end date. Oh, and there's even this feature where you can see your buy price and what price you're selling it to. But if it is the customer who's logging in, they will not see these columns. If you as a service provider, you log in, you will be getting 3 columns which show you the price at which you buy, price at which you give to your sales team. Sometimes the service provider, they order operational cost and give it to the sales team, and sales teams have targets on, okay, you have to bring this much revenue and this much margins and so on. So we give this 3 levels of prices for each of the items that are here. And you can go and enable the auto renew. You can you can cancel it within the cancellation window as allowed in NCE. You can do all those, you can manage the renewals. All of that operation you can do within I mean, the tenant can do themselves. You don't have to do it for them. And they can assign licenses to the users they have. They can see what are the unassigned licenses. So I think even in the home screen, they can see what are the unassigned licenses. Let me quickly go back to that screen to show you. The home screen, they'll be able to see what is the last month bill. They can click it and see the details of items. They can see the uh, unbilled amount and see the breakdown of that. Unassigned licenses, if there are like, if they bought 100 and they assigned only 80 and 20 they have paid for but they are not using, we'll be showing them 20 here, and clicking that will show the list of 20 which are unassigned. And they can assign it within the hybrid portal itself. And if they have some upcoming renewals for which they have not set auto renew, that's the filter for this window, upcoming renewals. Auto renewals false, and the renewal is coming up in the current month, then we show that here so that they can check whether they need to renew. And this also comes as a report to you so that you can go and follow up. Hey, this is ending. Do you want to renew? Your sales teams can follow up and bring in that revenue. So you can, all the dashboards and reports that I was talking about, you can schedule them so that it gets emailed to your teams. The relevant report goes to the relevant team, so that they will be always aware of where the business is and they will be able to coordinate accordingly. Coming back to the invoices. Finally, they'll be able to see the invoices here, and they can download it. And if the mechanism which you have is a cash payment, or they do a bank transfer and your finance team needs to verify that and mark as paid, they will see the invoice in the administrator portal. The finance admin will have the ability to mark that invoice as paid. But if you want to automate that whole thing and you want to bring in some payment gateway so that they can make the payment online, and you get the record of the transaction and success, and you want to update it automatically, that is also doable within the Hyper portal. Again, I'll take a small pass here for any questions. If you may have, please feel free to ask. And then I'll move on to the next topic. Okay. The next topic is about the scaling. So when we are talking about scaling here, there are like so many different aspects to consider. One is you're doing the same business, like you're a CSP direct partner, you just have more and more customers, more and more products, more people accessing your platform. You just want your automation solution to work under that workload. That means that you need a cloud native solution that can scale in an instance. So let's say that you're having like 1,000 operations per hour today, and tomorrow suddenly it's going to go up to 3,000 because you just onboarded some really large customer. A cloud native platform, it's simply a button click, and in 1 minute, the entire platforms can scale up to even 10 times its capacity and be able to handle that load. So that's one thing. Hyper's cloud native solution, which is also available as an on-premise solution if the customers prefer it that way, which is not a common model. Mostly it's SaaS. So SaaS model is something that can scale in an instant and work very effectively. The other thing is something that I touched upon a little bit back about the sales team hierarchy. You might want to divide up the responsibility of selling certain product categories to different teams and give them a lot of control. Control to bring customers, control to set prices, but a limited control. Like say you set a rate card and they cannot override that rate card. They can add a markup on top of that, but this is the base rate. Or you fix the rate and you allow them to sell only at that price. So that level of limited control, but they have the independence to onboard customer, view their customers' invoices, do the service for their customers. So the ability to do that is provided by a platform that has the support for this kind of hierarchy. There's this page called as resellers. We name that as resellers or sales teams as per the preference of the customer. Some call them as resellers, some call them as sales team. This is where you can onboard a reseller. And maybe if you have 30 teams, 30 customers directly under you, when you are onboarding a reseller, you can map the customer under the reseller. And once you have the resellers already on board, the reseller can directly add customers, or you can add a customer under the reseller also. Both these mechanisms are feasible. And then integrations. Whenever you're scaling, you typically work with multiple software solutions. You might be using SaaS, SAP, you might be using ConnectWise for the PSA, you could be using like Zoho or any other tools. Hyber provides a very robust integration solution. There are basically two ways in which you can integrate. One is like a SAP or any other solution asks, hey, give me the month invoices, all the invoices for this month. It sends a request and Hyber will give back the response. That's a typical public API route. So you ask a set of questions, you get the responses. The other is the event-based one. An event happens in Hyber. An event can be like the service provider approves all the invoices to be dispatched. When you approve all the invoices, if a webhook is configured, a bunch of data is sent to that destination. So that's a webhook integration. Using these mechanisms, you can integrate to a bunch of systems. If an event happens, you can send an email or essentially the integration possibilities are limitless. We have a native integration with ConnectWise. We have integration with a tool called as Zapier. We have the public APIs which give all the functionality that's available in the UI as APIs for other platforms to consume. And in Zapier, it's like a sort of easy, intuitive integration where the Hyper is connected with Zapier. Zapier is connected with more than 1,000 platforms. An event happens in Hyper, you can make it trigger another event in any other platform, and vice versa. Let's say you onboard a customer in a CRM system. You want to onboard a customer in Hyper when a customer gets on board in the CRM system. Even that two-way wiring up can be done. So an event happens here, you make something happen elsewhere. An event happen elsewhere, you make that happen here. Both two-way integration is possible. So basically, that is what I had about scaling. So you have a SaaS software, you have a sales team layer, you have integration, you have APIs that allow you to do everything that you can do on the UI. So these are all some of the things that we can do. So one other thing is that Hybrid, like I was telling, it's not just a CSP platform. Hybrid is also a multi-cloud platform. So in case you might be having another data center where you will be selling IaaS services, you want to combine that with your CSP operation, this can be the one-stop solution for you. We have customers who use CSP in combination with the system center or VMware-based systems, or multiple combinations have been deployed and it's successfully running in production. Also, Hybrid has a cost management solution. Let's say most of your CSP business is coming from Azure, and most of your consumers are using Azure, and their big chunk of their bill is the CSP usage. You can give them a FinOps solution that will allow them to divide up their costs, see their data based on multiple factors like resource groups or tax, or just analyze their data and budget their cost and all of that. So what we have seen in this webinar today is one aspect of Hyper, but there are multiple other tools on the platform, including multi-cloud and cloud cost optimization and FinOps and all of that, which work together as a combo. So I think I have come to the conclusion of the prepared content that I have. The last 10 minutes will leave for Q&A. Thank you. I'm just seeing the responses for the polls now. So typical purchase of partner center licenses happen to the portal. Any reason that you want only your teams to be do that partner center, do it on the partner center portal? Because obviously you're not going to be giving the people who are customers won't be having the access. Otherwise, this that is going to take a lot of effort. Or is that more like a case where you only sell large licenses, like a bunch of annual licenses, so it's not like an operation that happens so many times? Why do it in the partner center portal? And even for your teams, having an interface like this where you can track things will be pretty useful. Billing manually. Okay. I can see that one respondent is doing the billing manually here. If you are only doing the billing manually, I think you can understand the issues or the manual calculations which you need to do the proration and all. So you're doing a monthly cycle, breaking it down, calculating the charge cycle and breaking it just right, and making sure that everything tallies and comes in. That's going to take a huge amount of effort. And we have had some customers say that it takes up to a week or even more for them to get all the numbers right, tally everything, and send it out. All of that Hyper will be able to do in a matter of an hour, if not less. So I think this has been a very interactive session. Thank you for all the inputs you have given us in the questions and chats. Um, we have an offer. Okay, Prashant has just put in a poll. So what is the next step you're looking for? And our team can reach out to you and set up one-on-one sessions to understand your needs better, and just have a conversation on how we can solve your problem. Please do let us know. You can also reach out to us. We also have a special offer running as part of this webinar, which I have presented in the screen here.
Yes. Feel free to use the link I have shared in the chat to submit your requirement and to enable this offer, folks. So I'll just send you the link to submit the demo request and all to enable this offer. Our sales team will personally reach out to you to set up one-on-one sessions and understand your needs better. Thank you.
So I believe all the participants are CSP Direct Partners. Definitely by registering for a demo and setting up a one-to-one meeting, I'm sure it will be beneficial for you and for us to learn more about the scenarios. In the CSP world, especially if you're trying to do something by yourself or an in-house team or manually, that's going to be very challenging. The advantage we have is that we speak with our CSP customers all around the world. So as and when Microsoft makes changes, we update our platform, and as and when there's a problem, it is uncovered for one of our customers and we fix it in our platform. So at scale, this works really well. And so we have been able to do so many things that individual players might not have the luxury to be able to do. So really look forward to meeting you one-on-one and talking about your specific business needs and how we will be able to work together and find a solution that can make your work easier and make you grow your business basically. So you unblock few manual things that you're doing. You can put your efforts into bringing more customers and scaling your business more with the right tool or the right partner. Hope to be that partner for you. So hope you will be able to register today and make use of this offer. And we will talk with each of you separately. Thank you.
Thank you.
Arun, anything to add, Arun?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Palani, for this insightful presentation about how Hyper makes value for Microsoft CSP partners, tackling customer billing, customer onboarding, so on and so forth. And yeah, we have a special offer for you all, and we don't want you to miss this opportunity. So this is a limited time opportunity only for the first 25 customers. A complimentary add-on for 1 year, valued up to $10,000 when you get started with Hyper by this month, December 2024. Now, what benefits you get out of this complimentary bundled add-on is the first thing is Hyper Business Intelligence Dashboard, which is a powerful feature that we enabled in Hyper for CSP partners like you, where you can be able to create stunning dashboards and reports, for various personas, be it top paying customers, which services yield, more revenue for you, just to, get data at your fingertips and make you, take informed data driven decisions. And the other options are Cloud FinOps that helps you manage and automate, optimize your cloud cost by applying the FinOps framework. So which is a set of practices for cloud financial operations. With Hyper, you can, help your end customers optimize their overall cloud utilization, not just CSP, but helping your customers, spend on Azure, GCP, AWS, so on and so forth. And finally, you get 10 hours of free CloudOps certified practitioner consulting services, where cloudassert bring its Cloud FinOps practitioner as white labeled consultant to help your team and customers optimize their cloud infrastructure and maximize the ROI. Okay, so this is a fantastic opportunity for you all to get started with Hyper, the #1 reseller commerce platform for Microsoft CSPs. So thank you once again for joining this session. We look forward to helping you make your Microsoft CSP journey easy. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.